What the fuck?
Yeah, I messed
It's
up
up here. I see it now. You damn. All right, let's get going.
You missed the best part of the show.
Restart everything.
I did. Jackpot just said he wanted to choke me and he was going to hit me in the face with a concrete horse. I mean, that's all this stuff. I told him he can go to hell. We've done motherfucked each other into the end of the world here. Welcome to the Rob and Kale Show. There we go.
Hey, welcome to the show. One of us, not me, forgot to hit the go live button. So we were just basically talking to air for 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's my
bad. I was wondering here because I was looking on my phone and I was like, well, why does it show we've only got 6 people watching? I'm like, damn, we usually have more than that. Have we gotten boring? And I'm like, okay, why does it keep saying we're scheduled? So I should have mentioned that to you, but I thought I was having a little internet issue back here in the back, so I didn't even really think about it. Damn.
I screwed up there, but we were talking about Dabo Swinney being an asshole at his press conference yesterday. And
Can I address that first?
Sure.
So, like, he created this whole narrative. And wasn't even asked any questions. He started creating a whole narrative, and then just start spewing off about how he'll go coach somewhere else if what he's doing is not good enough. Which he wasn't even asked that, and he's been a coach for, what do we say, Rob? 17 years at the same place, won 2 national championships, multiple conference championships, but act him just like a complete jerk. And I mean, I think he's feeling the pressure, but there were other ways he could have worded that, man. I mean, talk about alienating a fan base. I mean, he's working on it.
I think that he planted that question, by the way. Can't prove it, but it wouldn't surprise me if someone from the SID's office dropped that question to somebody and said, look, hey, you should ask Dabo this, because he had that shit rehearsed. He knew what he was going to say when he walked into that damn press conference. So
that's not the first time he's staged something. So
yeah, he stages that shit all the time. Normally it's Don Munson that's leading the way there with that, but that's I don't think Don asked him the question. Look, I don't know what to say on that front. Like, no, there may be some Clemson fans that are upset the season starting 1-2, but the mentality should be there's enough talent on this team that they could win out. It's not that far-fetched. They could win out. Now, if they play as soft as they did in certain aspects of that Georgia Tech game, where Georgia Tech just basically lined up and ran at them and ran it down their throats in the fourth quarter, they don't fix that. They could be a 7-8 win team, 6-win team. I mean, it could happen. So I called this game a season on the brink in honor of the Bobby Knight book.
Now we've seen him, and we've seen this before when he loses his cool. He did it a couple of years ago, and it's like the team rallied around that. And remember, they ran off a few victories in a row a few years ago. What was it like over Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, NC or UNC? They dominated all those teams, and then ended up they were 4-4 at the time. I think they ended the season 8-4, and then they won the Gator Bowl or whatever. So we've seen him kind of do that before. So maybe that's his thinking here. I don't really know. It shouldn't take that to get a bunch of 4 and 5 stars to freaking produce.
Well, we kind of talked about this on Sunday night. I agree with what Shaq Lawson said, former Clemson defensive standout. We ain't got no dogs anymore. And what that means is that I think that in this revenue sharing NIL era, when you got guys showing up to practice in a Bentley, they're not going to give a shit. Losing's not going to hurt their feelings.
Oh, right, because playing badly, just because they play badly doesn't mean that Bentley's getting taken away.
Fuck no. So, I don't know. It's a mess. The way the season started hasn't been good. Now, Clemson's got losses to 2 top 25 teams currently. I anticipated the Georgia Tech loss in July. Wasn't sure about LSU because I don't know how well their coach is, but hey, LSU went into Death Valley up there at Clemson and won. Now the season gets interesting because on paper they're a better program than Syracuse. We'll see how it works out this weekend. We'll have our picks for that in a moment. And South Carolina, by the way, it's a season on the brink for them because if they drop this game and they go to 2-2 in conference play, or they would drop to 0-2 in conference play, but 2-2 overall. I mean, wow, that's a far from what a lot of people thought they were going to be. Because I thought they would be, you know, 3-0 heading up to Missouri.
We thought hands down it'd be 3-0. We weren't even questioning it, and you know. I did my preseason prediction. I had them dropping the game at Missouri, irregardless of all the woes that we've seen on the offensive side of the football already this year. This just compounds it. You start the conference 0-2. I mean, they may go 1-7 in the conference because you look. There's only one conference game that you're probably going to be favored in, and it's next week. And after that. I mean, look at these teams. I mean, they're all playing better. I mean, John Mateer is a fucking stud for Oklahoma. Alabama's come up off the schneid. They're playing better. Texas A&M just went to Notre Dame and won. They're playing better. Ole Miss, I mean, it really doesn't look like they've skipped a beat. It's tough.
Well, you and I had that wager in Cocktober. And I was kind of sweating a little bit with the Alabama matchup, but that Cocktober stretch there does not look very good for South Carolina. They got to go to LSU, and then I think what is it? Let me make sure that I'm correct here.
We're going to LSU. We're playing at home against Oklahoma and home against Bama.
Yeah, so there's the 3 games there. They're not going to be favored in any of those games. So, I mean, it's got to be coming off the mat.
No, man, we don't know. We don't know yet. I mean, I don't know. Those games haven't gotten here yet. We don't know what Alabama's going to be by then. Oklahoma, I feel like Oklahoma is going to be really solid. I trust them. I don't trust Bama.
So you don't trust Bama, but you are on the Oklahoma train.
I am on the Oklahoma train. I've seen enough to trust them. I'm not trusting anybody who got blown out by Florida State. Sorry. It's not.
Well, here's the other thing too. I would have more confidence in LSU. Their coach looks like he's about to have a damn.
I'm going to that game. I have confidence in LSU. If we can score 17 points, we might beat them because it looks like they can't score much more than about 10 or 20. They scored 13 against Florida. 7 of that was a pick 6.
Yeah. Their quarterback Nussmeier has some sort of torso injury, is what I heard today. So I don't know how freaking healthy he is. I don't think you'll win the other 2. I'd give you a better shot at winning at LSU. But if you told me to pick
them blow up the other day,
I seen Kelly blow up. Yeah,
after the game, that was hilarious.
Well, here's the thing.
You talk about acting like a child. Good God.
Look, I'm all about going off and protecting your team and everything else. But you know what? He apologized afterwards, and in some ways, if you really stop and look at it, what he said wasn't necessarily that bad. He didn't need to say it, but it wasn't like it was an end of the world type thing, in my opinion. I wouldn't have apologized. I was defending my damn team. If you don't like it, go pound sand.
I just thought it was funny. They asked him. Well, that guy just kept on. I mean, he wasn't going to. That reporter just kept on. He was like, well, I guess we're talking about your inability to run the ball. And he was like, we can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? You just need one.
The reporter kept nagging at him, and he popped the reporter in the face. What a mess! I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever. If you told me, Rob, pick one of those 3 games, South Carolina is going to win them, which one do you think it is? I would go with at LSU because I don't know how healthy Nussmeier is going to be, and their coach just sounds like a dickhead. So it's just my opinion. Anyway, season on the brink for those teams. Let's go. Eddie says, exactly, Tigers conference much more favorable for y'all. Well, in fairness, if you look at Clemson's schedule the rest of the way, Clemson scheduled 2 SEC teams, and they've got Florida State, who is a top 10 team. They played Georgia Tech. So this idea that their schedule is easy is simple SEC propaganda. I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's not like it's the toughest schedule in the world, but y'all act like they're playing like JUCO teams every week, and they're not. They really aren't. So if you want to look at Florida State, ask Alabama about Florida State, how tough that is, and then shut your mouth. Let's go with that. Anyway, let's pick games, Jackpot.
Let's not abuse the viewers here.
I'm not abusing the viewers. He knows I'm not trying to hurt his feelings. God, he can calm down. All right, here we go.
I actually did some copious notes.
Shut up. Shut up. Jackpot with notes. I don't know how.
Yeah, we went to school today. Well, thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that.
All right, here we go. Let's see here. My email. Put this in here. Okay, all right. Here are my picks for the week. Florida at Miami, Jackpot.
Give me Cody Keith from the transfer portal, 3-star defensive tackle. Who did that?
I don't know.
LSU Hyper Ninja said, Jackpot, thoughts on Rob? Rob, who? You? Getting Cody Keith from the transfer portal.
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about there, sir. You don't have to.
Florida at Miami. That is our first game we're going to pick here. Miami is a 3-point favorite here, Jackpot. When I look at this game, okay, first of all, I don't trust Miami at all. Okay, I know they've got big guys and blah, blah, blah. I don't trust Cristobal. This fucking idiot may call a timeout when he doesn't have timeouts, or he'll do something stupid. He does something stupid every single year. But DJ Lagway doesn't understand. You cannot throw the ball to the guys that don't have the Florida Gators sticker on their helmet. He has to learn that. So I'm going to take Miami here and give up the 3, even though Miami, in my opinion, is a shithole fraud that's going to come out eventually. Give me Miami -3.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know of any other way you can go here but Miami in this game. I mean, there is no reason for me to back Florida whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean, they haven't shown me anything, so let's roll with Miami. Carson Beck's looked good. He's got a really good offensive line he's playing behind. He's got some decent receivers there. I mean, you look at that; they've got the coaching advantage. They got the quarterback advantage. I see no reason I can pick Florida in this game. Everybody tells me Florida's got good lines of scrimmage. I've got this. They haven't shown any of that. I think they're just circling the drain at this point. I really do.
Arkansas at Memphis. Arkansas is giving up 7.5. This is the Memphis Super Bowl. I mean, I know we don't like that term, but I mean, that's what it is. Arkansas, in my opinion, they may be looking ahead a little bit. Maybe their minds are on the fact they lost to Ole Miss last weekend. That hook there is what gets me. I'm going to take Memphis and the 7.5 at home. Okay, yeah.
Okay, this is the number 5 offense in the country, Arkansas, versus the number 20 defense in Memphis. I'm just looking at some notes on Arkansas. They're number 1 in the country. They're converting 71% of their third downs. Arkansas does have Notre Dame on tap. I I just question. They're 3-0, but I'm questioning how good is Arkansas really. They're 2 victories over Alabama, A&M, and Arkansas State. And then kind of a back and forth affair with Ole Miss, who can't. Ole Miss is a great team offensively, but they can't stop anybody. Ole Miss defense is terrible this year. Memphis, I'm looking at over the last 4 years, is 4-1-2. That's 4-1 with 2 pushes versus Power 5 teams. That includes in the bowl games that they played here. I think Memphis is going to run the ball with them a little bit. They're running it more than they're passing this year. I think they shortened the game up a little bit. Possibly give Arkansas some problems here. I think Arkansas is a classic flat spot, look-ahead spot. I want to take Memphis in those points there.
Yeah. All right, so we both are on Memphis. Auburn plays at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's giving up 6.5. Auburn has looked solid this season, but I am not into the freeze land. Give me Oklahoma minus 6.5. Still love Coach Venables, and I'm getting on board with this Mateer at quarterback. He's one of the best in the conference. So give me Oklahoma to cover those 6.5 at home.
Yeah, my question was, can Auburn move the ball on the Oklahoma defense, which is ranked number 4 in the country? Auburn has some solid rushing numbers, but a ton of that came in the first game of the season against Baylor, who can't stop anybody. In a road game here, I like Oklahoma in this matchup.
The next game is Tulane at Ole Miss. Someone posted something about like Tulane went into Duke and Duke paid them, I don't remember what it was, but they paid them some absurd amount of money to come in there and beat their ass after they basically dropped the money bags on their quarterback that was at Tulane last year. Mensville, I think is his name.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Ole Miss is an 11.5-point favorite. The game is at Ole Miss. I think I'm going to roll with the underdog here, Jackpot. That Ole Miss defense is terrible. I think Tulane will move the ball around and they'll lose by 8 to 10 points.
Yeah, Ole Miss does have LSU on tap next week. They're coming to the Grove. So, that could be a bit concerning. The only thing that concerns me about Tulane, these wins they've got are not exactly against the best competition. Talking about Duke, who I don't think is very good. Right. Tulane's leading rusher is also their quarterback, Retzlaff. He's got like 100 yards more rushing than any running back on the team. You got to diversify your offense here a little bit. I know Ole Miss is not that great, but if you start playing from behind, it might be difficult to catch up like that. I will take Ole Miss at home.
All right, our next matchup is Illinois at Indiana. Illinois is the kind of matchup that Indiana doesn't want. Illinois plays physical football. I'm going to take Illinois and the fat dude there that got Shane Beamer pissed off in the bowl game. I'm going to take him, and I'll get the 3.5. I think they win outright.
This one's hard for me to pick. I heard a stat today. Indiana has faced their strength of schedule is ranked like number 220 something. Yeah. Okay, well, there's only like 140 FBS teams, so that means that there are like 80 FCS schedules that are tougher rated than what Indiana has played so far this year.
Yeah.
That's concerning to me. My issue with Indiana is that last year when we saw them play these good teams and I had to step up in competition a little bit, they couldn't do it. They ran through the bad teams in the Big Ten like poop through a tin horn. And then when they play someone the likes of Ohio State, which I'm not saying Illinois is on that level, they couldn't compete.
Yep.
This is a home game for Indiana. I don't know what the environment's going to be like. It's 3 points. This is so coin flippy to me. I like both these coaches. Both of them, I think, are good coaches. I think they're both going to be mean mugging each other over on the sideline, and it's going to be epic here. In fact, I'll have that one on the other TV here when we're streaming the Gamecocks game. Man, this is so hard. I'm going to take Indiana at home. I think they win this thing outright.
Well, we agree to disagree there. Next matchup it used to be called the Civil War.
Let's stop for a minute. I've seen this in the chat a couple of times. It said apparently Connor Shaw had a medical incident that was serious.
Yeah, I read about that. I didn't want to comment on it because there's nothing. I mean, there's rumors that are out there, and I don't want to just rumors. But obviously, if something has happened to Connor Shaw, God bless him, and hopefully, whatever it is, he's able to overcome it. So he's just a young guy, and hopefully he's able to, overcome whatever medical stuff that's going on. But I didn't know if it was true or not. That's why I didn't want to comment on it. But, I don't know what else to say on that front.
So this happened today, or something happened today? Or
there's reports of it. It was this evening that he had some sort of medical incident. And I don't know exactly what it is,
Yeah. So I guess we'll find out. Y'all think about Connor Shaw and your thoughts there.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not trying to belittle it. It's just I don't know the whole story, and I still have that I'm a journalist in my head, and I don't like commenting on something unless I know exactly what it is when it comes especially to someone's health.
Yeah, this is the first I heard of it. So,
all right, Oregon State at Oregon. Used to be called the Civil War. I'm still going to call it the Civil War. Jackpot's Beaver is getting 34.5. Which way you rolling there, Jackpot?
The Beav.
You going with the Beav?
Gosh, the Beav are terrible. They're really, really bad. Oregon's just been destroying teams lately.
Yeah.
They destroyed Oklahoma State when they kind of called them out last week. I don't think they covered the spread against Northwestern on the road. That one was just kind of a little flat spot game there.
Yeah. I think they'll be jacked for this game, though. I mean, it's still a rivalry.
Yeah, this is a rivalry game. This is a tremendous little brother, big brother thing, right? I mean, much more than what it normally is. I'm not sure who Oregon has on deck. I don't think it really matters here. Give me the Ducks in this one to cruise here. I think they win this game 49-7.
Sure.
49-10, something like that.
The Beavs are terrible.
They are.
It's terrible. So I'm going to go.
They are. They need to stick to building dams and stop playing football.
I'm going to go with the Ducks there. All right, Michigan at Nebraska. This one's an easy pick for me. I'm taking Nebraska. I think Nebraska's going to win at home. I really do. I know Michigan's playing pretty good. I'm going to take Nebraska with the 2.5 at home.
Here's the drill. Nebraska, they've rolled up a couple of terrible teams so far. They don't really impress me. They had a opening win against Cincinnati, which was not a real good team in the opener. Last week, Biff Poggi coached the team, and he kind of let Bryce Underwear loose. He let him be an athlete, in other words. My buddy Biff, the one from Charlotte with the cutoff sleeves, he's coaching the team there in Sharon Moore's absence. And I didn't know if he was on the staff at Michigan. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, or did they just call him in? Did somebody just bring him in off the shelf to coach the team?
Biff Poggi. I'm looking at
I don't know. I don't know if he's on the staff at Michigan and they just appointed him to coach him because he's been a head coach before, or they just brought him in. So I don't know.
He's currently an associate head coach at Missouri, rejoining the program, or at Michigan, rejoining the program in 2025. The same role he held from 2021 to 2022. So he's He's come back.
So he just basically told Bryce Underwear to just go out there and be an athlete. They won 63-0 or something, I think it was, against Eastern Central Michigan.
Yep.
Now, we saw Bryce Underwear kind of struggle on the road against Oklahoma. That was his first start in college. I just think top to bottom, I just think this Michigan roster is just better.
Yeah.
Second start on the road in conference, give me Michigan.
All right.
Michigan, Nebraska seems like everybody seems like they're on Nebraska here, like on the money line. They're everybody's taking Nebraska as their trendy upset pick. I'm going to roll the other way. I'm going to go with the old Wolverines.
All right, and then now look at that fucking guy. Who in the hell is this guy?
I don't know who he is, but he looks like he's got himself in a mess.
He's in a mess. The shitter, the jackpot shitter, ladies and gentlemen, is Ball State at UConn. Ugh.
Yeah, that was a viewer submission.
Ball State is getting 20.5. It's hard for me to pick UConn to win by 20.5. They're a shithole too. I think I'm going to go with Ball State and give them the points.
Hey, well, I'm just going to tell you, Ball State offense ranks number 134.
All right,
The defense ranks number 122. The UConn offense ranks number 12.
Yep.
But their defense ranks number 112.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I have no doubts that UConn can roll up some points on Ball State. They gave up 41, I think it was, to Purdue. Got shut out. They lost 42-3 to Auburn. Their only win was a 34-29 squeaking by over FCS New Hampshire. So number 104 for the UConn defense. I just have a hard time thinking that UConn's going to blow anybody out.
Yeah.
But then again, man, Ball State is so bad. This team is terrible. UConn had a loss last week in overtime on the road against Delaware, 44-41. I think they come out focused here, man. I think they steamroll Ball State. Give me the old UConn Huskies with no Dan Hurley in attendance to beat the living shit out of David Letterman's alma mater.
Fair enough. Jerry says, I'm requesting that Jackpot stream a shitter game before the season ends. He may end up doing one. It's called the Palmetto Bowl. If both of these teams keep shitting down their legs, they will be the shitter for – hello, son. They will be the shitter for rivalry week.
Who in the world is going to watch me stream Ball State and UConn? Oh, Lord.
Yeah, but the Palmetto Bowl could be a shitter. It could be.
It's shaping up that way.
That's the way it's looking. All right, our next matchup is Texas Tech at Utah. Texas Tech is getting 3.5 points. Not many people are talking about Utah, but I kind of like Utah here, Jackpot, and the 3.5.
I like Utah as well. They're a very, very tough out at home. They've got a very stingy defense, very well coached. Texas Tech spent a ton of money on their roster, so I've been told they've blown out a bunch of nobodies. Well, one of those being the Beeve, and it looked good doing it. I don't think they play on the road yet. I think Utah's going to be too tough here at home. I think Kyle Whittingham's got them focused. I think they're kind of on a redemption tour. I think they're out to prove to everybody that last year was a fluke. I mean, they had a terrible season last year. Finished 5-7, I think. First losing record in probably God knows how long. Let's go on ahead and roll with the Utah Utes.
Big Barney Ross has a good point. Next week's shitter could be Kentucky at South Carolina. If South Carolina goes out and gets thumped this week, yeah, that might be on Jackpot's list for the shitter.
BBR, who's going to start for at quarterback for this Kentucky? Kentucky doesn't play this week. Yeah, they're off this week, so they got an advantage. Who do you think is going to start against the Gamecocks? Is it going to be Calzada or is it going to be Cutter Bolay. Jerry says, I'd say Kentucky by 14. Yeah, that's laughable. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
All right, so the next matchup is Syracuse at Clemson. That game is at Clemson. My thing with this game is that I don't trust the Clemson offense. Yep. I'm going to be the most realist out there. I do trust the Clemson defense. I think the Clemson defense has played really well throughout the entire season. I think that they had that stretch there, though, against Georgia Tech where they lined up and ran it down their throat in the fourth quarter. Other than that, though, they played pretty well. But on this other front, I don't see Clemson getting – if Clemson scored 24 points, I would be shocked. I really would. I mean, not that Syracuse is just this great behemoth of a defense. I just don't trust Clemson's offense. So I'm going to take Syracuse and give up the 17.5 or get the 17.5.
Yeah, I mean, is this a get-right game for Clemson? I mean, Steve Angeli leads the country in passing. So, yeah. I mean, I think 17.5 is a bit – I think it's a bit much. I mean, I think Syracuse is going to be able to score here. I mean, I think Clemson can score too. Can Syracuse keep up? I think they can. I don't trust. I'm not in a spot where I trust Clemson right now, unfortunately.
All right, let me address Makame here before I ignore him for the rest of the day, because obviously his father didn't love him, so he needs someone to be a father figure in his life and give him some fucking attention. Rob doesn't know what he's talking about. Miami would destroy Clemson's defense. Listen to me, you dumb fuck. You're not on the fucking schedule. So I can't talk about Miami playing Clemson. It's like me talking about Clemson playing the fucking Dallas Cowboys. You're not on the fucking schedule, you moron. Fucking take your goddamn gummy vitamins and take your ass to bed and hope that Florida doesn't beat you this weekend. Remember, the last time you played the fruit, you lost. Stop saying dumb shit.
Those are facts.
Up next is South Carolina at Missouri. South Carolina is getting 13.5 on the road. Your thoughts on this game, Jackpot?
Now, the line has now dropped to 10.
Okay.
I don't know what we are right now. I wish I could be inside the practice facility because there's just so much that needs to be worked on. I think it all starts up front with the offensive line. I don't know.
Jackpot, you are more passionate than that. Tell me what the fuck needs work, brother. Because I know
I'm sitting here talking about it.
But you want to say it. You know what it is.
The offensive line has issues. And if they're not, they can pick up some yards. They can score some points on Mizzou. We saw Kansas do it. They put 32 points up on them. The other two teams that they've played have been a couple of tomato cans. So I think they're just a little bit overvalued. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Can we rally around Lenore? Because I'm telling you, he's going to play. They're dicking around right now. They got him on the questionable list, which the list came out and it's got Judge Collier as doubtful to play. I thought his ass was supposed to be ready to damn play by now. This is problematic. I don't know why. I can't really tell you why, but when their back's up against the wall, these Shane Beamer teams seem to come out and give a good performance. I think they do again Saturday night. I think Carolina not only covers the spread here with Lenora Sellers, I think they strike the upset.
Well, I wish that I could be as confident as you are with that. I think 13.5 is just too big. I don't think South Carolina is gonna go in there and get the upset. I think that in fairness, South Carolina hasn't played anybody either. If we really want to put it out there, I mean Virginia Tech.
So Vanderbilt's not a good team.
I don't think they're a team that's going to.
Vanderbilt would beat the pants off Kansas.
Okay.
I'm just going to be real with you.
Think of great teams though do you think of Vanderbilt?
I mean, well, no, I'm not comparing them to Ohio State, okay, but I'm comparing them to who Missouri has played.
Are they a top 10 team?
No, but neither is anybody that Missouri's played.
That's fair too.
They're a top. They're ranked. They're a top 20 team.
Okay. I don't think South Carolina is going to win. I think South Carolina has not.
You already said they're good and could have beat South Carolina worse than they did. Okay, well, South Carolina could have scored more points on them than they did. At the play where Lenora Sellers got hit on the first play, Luke Doty comes in there. He throws a damn dot to Nick Harbor, who was taken off for a touchdown, and they blow the damn thing dead so they can review it. So they screwed us out of a touchdown right there. It could have changed the whole trajectory of that game. You don't know. They just quit. They quit when he came in there after that. They were just done. But we don't know. So no, they couldn't have beaten us worse than they did. Dude, we gave them the ball 4 times. What should we have done? Given it to them another couple of times? Come on now.
I'm picking bear in mind.
That's what you tune in for, to see Carolina Jackpot get triggered with the people in the chat.
But I thought, and if you remember what I said about the Vanderbilt game last week, right? I thought South Carolina has too much on the line on both sides of the ball, and they would eventually whip Vanderbilt about the third quarter and pull away. That's what I said in the last Pick'em show we did. This will be the last time that I put my faith in South Carolina this season, okay, to go and cover the 13.5 at Mizzou. If they don't cover, all right, I will not pick them the rest of the season.
So you're not going to put your face in the fan again?
Nope, I will not do it. I am rolling with them simply because I think on paper they have a better defensive line, even though have they made the thing where is Stewart playing the first half? I haven't checked on
He is. He's playing the whole game. That thing was a personal foul. It wasn't a targeting.
Right, and I meant to look that up, but
look,
you
don't miss any time for that. Beamer came out and said that Sunday.
The best player on the field, in my opinion, is Stewart. Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
There they have the best player on the field in Stewart. Sellers is being miscoached. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. He is being miscoached. All right.
Yeah, and I just and every time, and these press conferences that we've got with the coaching staff, with Beamer on Tuesday, with these coordinators on, some of them are just they seem so useless and like such a waste of time because they don't give you any insight into anything. It's just a chance for them to get up there and make excuses.
Well, and look, to be honest, we kind of talked about this before. I said from the start, your offensive coordinator is a piece of shit, and everybody was wanting to hammer me about it, and you should give him a chance. When you go up there and you see that this kid is, in my opinion, a first-round draft pick in the NFL, and he may not break 200 yards in the air against Mizzou, and you know what? That is fucking coaching. That is your offensive coordinator being a cunt. And you know what? Your head coach being a cunt, hiring this cunt to take this generational type talent and make him run through this schedule and look like a dickhead, because that's what he's doing. He's changed him from being a guy that ran all over the Clemson defense. 160 yards rushing, I think is what he had against Clemson. 300 and something total yards. Looked like a fucking all-star. Then you got this cunt, and that's what I'm going to call him from now on, is Coach Cunt, because that's what he is. He is ruining this guy as a quarterback. And if you're a great quarterback and thinking of going to South Carolina and this coach is still there, if your parents let them go, they should be called, DSS should be called on them, because they
Let me ask you this.
out for a failure.
Personally, I wasn't real high on Dowell Loggins myself.
Yeah.
However, the things seemed to flow better last year with him than what we're seeing right now. And I don't think a lot of people were real high on him. In your opinion, what can you say? What were the differences between Dowell and Coach Cunt?
Well, the difference between Dowell and Coach C, since people are saying I'm saying the C word too much tonight, The difference between him is that Dowd at least let him go. You know, I mean, he would let him read the tackles and go. It's almost like Sellers is scared to do that now. It's like
it looks tremendously uncomfortable, and and there's something that's wrong with him. And I'm getting so tired of idiots in the YouTube comment sections in other spots. Lots of them Tennessee fans, obviously, because they're all over the internet saying dumb shit all the time. That Sellers garbage, overrated, garbage. No, he's not garbage.
Look, even though he's going to be piss poor coached at South Carolina this year, he will be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. Okay? He will be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. And it's not just me that says that. You can look at I counted 8 drafts, 8 mock drafts that I follow, and all of them have him in the first round. Some of them have him as the number 1 pick overall. Now, I don't think he'll be that high because they're going to look at it and say, my God, what happened to him last season? And he has
eligibility left. I have a bad feeling at the end of this year. I have a very bad feeling that he ends up getting in the transfer portal and playing one more year for someone who's fucking competent.
Well, and you know what? And that may be.
I mean, could you see him playing for Lane Kiffin?
Yes.
Or Lincoln Riley? I mean, what would that look like?
And I'm already telling you right now, he would go somewhere where there's a competent coach running the offense that's going to tell him, look, we're going to utilize what you are, which is a mega athlete, and we're going to get you, and we're not going to tell you that, hey, you should be scared to run between the tackles, and we're going to try to turn you into a pocket passer. If you're a Gamecock fan, you should be fucking pissed at this coaching staff for the way that they've done Lenoris Sellers. It's disgusting. But this is the last time that I will pick you or have any respect for your team if they don't go into Mizzou and cover the 13.5 with the dork. When we pick games the rest of the season, you don't even have to look at me for South Carolina. Whatever the line is, I'm picking the other team. Just based on the fact that that offensive coaching staff is stealing money. They are stealing money from your fucking program, Jackpot. You should be more pissed than I am. That's why you get jacked up in your streams, because you see these assholes going out there and putting out a subpar product, and they're stealing money, and nobody wants to hold them accountable for it. We should just give him time. It's only been 3 games. Maybe he'll figure it out. He won't. He won't. He rode Cam Newton's coattails to get NFL jobs. He is fucking terrible. Write it the fuck down. Listen to me more often, because I don't miss on shit like this. Okay? He is terrible, and he's ruining the Lenoris Sellers. And you know what? It's comes back to Shane Beamer for hiring that fucking idiot. So there you go.
Well, I agree. He hasn't been able to hire really a competent offensive coordinator since he's been here, and that's one of my things that I'm down on him over. Did he just mute himself? Can other people hear him? I can't hear what he's saying.
Okay, anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. Lowdown Get Down's comment says, didn't that guy just get knocked out of the game with a concussion? It was a late hit from a Vanderbilt player. He was standing in the pocket. So it wasn't him taking off running down the field. If he was running down the field, he would have ran that 2-star fucking player from Vanderbilt over and gave him a fucking concussion. That's what would have fucking happened. He fucking Sam Brown up at Clemson. He ran over him.
He was on that the play where he got the concussion. Donovan Murph had like 10 yards of separation on whoever his defender was.
Peckerhead says, so is Riley ruining Cade Klubnik as well, Rob, at least staying consistent? Klubnik's not on the same level of athlete as Lenoris Sellers, you fucking idiot. It's not even remotely the same. Jesus. Just people are fucking ignorant when it comes to this. You guys have to suck that Shane Beamer dick so hard. Oh my God, we have to. Oh, Shane thinks that he's good. He hired him. Let me just shine up my knee pads and suck that Beamer penis. You can admit when your coach is a fucko and hired a fucko. That's part of being a fan. Dear God.
I've had to do it many times over the years.
Fucking stupid, man. Just this whole allegiance of I have to.
Yeah, Navy guy says it best there. Hype will fix Joey Aguilar in 3 months, and Shula can't show out with a whole offseason of Lenoris.
Look, we can talk about Clemson's coaching staff too. Dabo Swinney has CJ Spiller as a running backs coach. He's not a running backs coach. It's a fucking stupid hire for Dabo Swinney. It's fucking ignorant.
Well, you don't have any running backs to coach.
No. That's the whole fucking gist of it.
Well, I was listening to Pigskin Pete the other day. They're showing a prep for this. This Utah Texas Tech game. This is going to be a good game. A lot of red. Pigskin Pete was saying that Gideon Davidson got 1 carry in the Georgia Tech game. That he ran the ball for 6 yards. 6 yards. So he had 6 yards per carry. 1 carry.
Right.
That's pretty good average. Why don't they run the ball more than that?
Oh, I love you, Jackpot.
What?
From what we've been told, he can't pick up the blocking schemes, which is the same thing that happened with Maffa.
Well, change your damn blocking scheme up to where you don't have to block. Just let him run the damn football.
Coaching them up for that would be hard when you don't have a running backs coach.
I don't know.
So anyway, all right, let's put people want to come in here. Have at it. There you go. If you want to join the program, our picks are up and out. We'll see how things go here, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to join the show, feel free.
Has that transfer portal wide receiver that Clemson picked up from Missouri State done dick all of anything?
No, I don't think so. We'll be happy to look up his stats, though.
I don't even know what his name is. That's how irrelevant he is.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything that's like shown out. I'll give you that.
I'll say that the guy they picked up from Purdue, he was hooping the other day, man. He laid somebody out.
Yep. All right, so there you go. If you want to join the program, all right, Jackpot. I'll be right back. Entertain the folks for a second.
What do you want me to do? Juggle or something? I don't know where you. I want to read the comments. What is Cody Keith? Are we talking about Toby Keith? A defensive tackle, 3 stars at the Gamecocks should look into the portal. Is he somebody that was at LSU? Rooster Man says Seller's not transferring, pays almost. Yeah, but my thing is he's not getting used properly. He's not getting competent coaching. We've already seen rumors of the kind of bags that were discussed being dropped on him in the offseason. Auburn wanted him. I'm not sure that Ole Miss didn't try to get him too. So I'm just throwing it out there. Cody Keith should have been a plowboy, says Navy guy. That's who I was thinking it was. That's who I was thinking he was. If he's smart, he'll go somewhere and show out for a year. I mean, I can't disagree. I mean, he's being just totally misused with us at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. Well, got to have better coaching. Can we get it? NFL scouts will tell him not to come back and take the hits. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Should have hired Cam Newton to come coach. I don't think they pay him enough. Did I come to Pennsylvania this summer? Yes, sir. I did. The first week of August. It was nice weather, too. It was perfect weather. It didn't get above like 82 degrees. So, yeah, that was man, I'm always having problems with this TV and stuff in here.
Peckerhead says Aaron Nolan leaves after this year. Could be the cause. Cutter Woods is the better option. They want to save his red shirt. As to why we see Doty, that doesn't help short term, though. Well, if Doty
Steven Garcia was on there today. He was getting interviewed and talking with what's his name? Jamie Brett. What's his name?
I don't know. Oh,
Jamie Bradford. Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah. That does the stuff on that Carolina channel, which Garcia was talking about that. He's like, these coaches get paid a lot of money to make decisions. He said, and they know a little bit of something about what they're doing. And that, the Aaron Nolan, he's like, the reason you don't see there's a reason why you don't see Aaron Nolan playing. There's a reason why he transferred from Ohio State. There's a reason why he's fourth on the depth chart. So, Yeah,
but under that logic, why Joe Burrow transferred from Ohio State, and what did he do?
Yeah, I don't know. And that's, I don't know how much he's saving face just so he can, stay around the program or get any kind of info on the program. Because, he was kind of blackballed for a while. He didn't kind of pop back up really until Beamer came here. I don't remember seeing anything involving Garcia during Muschamp's time.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's the link if you want to join the show. We can talk about the picks for the weekend if you want.
Where in Pennsylvania was that? At the Poconos, the Delaware Water Gap area there. If you know where that is, right there on the New Jersey border.
Alex asked how I'm comparing Aaron Nolan to Joe Burrow. Both of them started at Ohio State.
Both of them transferred from Ohio State. Burrow transferred to LSU.
So that's how I'm comparing them. They both were Ohio State quarterbacks. All right, let's see here. Let's welcome into the program who Scott says
What he
very smart. Peckerhead, welcome to the show. Apparently, Scott doesn't think you're smart, sir.
Oh, God. Scott. I don't think I'll be able to sleep tonight, Rob. But, hey, how are you two gentlemen doing tonight, first and foremost?
Man, better than I deserve.
That's good to hear. If that Connor Shaw news is true, I did see it floating around social media. Prayers up to him. What I've read on social media, rumors have it he collapsed while coaching his son's football game, got rushed to the hospital. So hopefully he'll be.
I wonder if he got hot or that's.
I don't know. I mean, hell, you've been seeing. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna get political, but regardless of that, there are some just branching off because I mentioned this preseason. If you remember, Jake Bentley taking over the historically bad Nation Ford team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you remember I read off they had like one win last year. He's already got them boys up to 3-1.
Damn.
I'm telling you, Jake Bentley could be the next clearly Bobby taught him something. But
that's pretty impressive, honestly. Are they 4A, 5A? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they're either 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but they play in a tough division too. There's a whole state article. Let me see if I can go find that real quick.
They probably play against like Rock Hill and Northwestern and South Point.
No, I'm looking it up now.
Here it is, right here.
Nation Ford. Let's see how that works out.
Yeah, 20 miles from Rock Hill, features powerhouse programs such as so this is they're in Fort Mill. It's just talking about the other schools in Fort Mill. Which,
Yeah,
when you look at the other two schools in Fort Mill, I mean, you got South Point and Northwestern. Northwestern was just the 5A Division II champion.
yeah. I remember
Yeah,
years
playing
ago.
Northwestern. So
I remember years ago when it was a fairly new school. They played at Bowling Springs. I took my son, took Jackpot Jr. to a game there when he was a kid, and I had to look up where it was at because I'm like, where the fuck is Nation Ford? I thought it was from Charlotte or something. But it turns
they
out
opened
it was.
a loss at Blythewood, which is right up the street from my house. They lost there 34-27. They beat York and River Bluff.
Didn't Conrad teach at Blythewood at one point?
Conrad teaches at Westwood.
Oh, Westwood's.
Was he at Blythewood at one point?
I don't really know the Comrades path.
Where's Westwood? Is that where UCLA is?
No, Westwood is up near Blythewood
in Columbia.
That's a high school. What, Westwood?
Yeah,
Westwood High School. The Comrade, when I thought he was teaching at a Russian Gestapo, but I don't know.
I never. There are so many new high schools in the area there that I've never heard of.
Well, that's the thing. Like Westwood's one of those schools, and so is River Bluff, which is basically out in Lexington. You have Lexington, White Knoll, and River Bluff, like 3 5A schools within 10 minutes of
That's the thing. They have opened so many new high schools in the Columbia Metro in like the past 20, 25 years. But like you would think, as much as Greenville and this Greenville County, Spartanburg County, and that have grown, that they would have opened up a ton of them here. But they've opened up one new high school up here in like the past 40 years, and that's right down the road in Fountain Inn.
Well, I will say, Cale, from living in both areas, those upstate high schools, like infrastructure-wise, are a lot bigger than the ones in the Midlands.
Yeah, basically all they just did was just rebuilt all of them.
Yeah, those ones up in the upstate are huge, man.
They just expanded all of them and rebuilt them all.
So we'll find out how good they are because they play Northwestern, then they play Indian Land, followed by
Indian Land's good.
Rock Hill, Catawba Ridge, Clover, and Fort Mill. I mean, we'll find out how good they are really quick. So
yeah, and I was reading up on it. I think it said their best season ever was like 6-5. I want to say it read. Says the Falcons, who haven't had a winning season since going 6-5 in 2019. Goodness gracious. But, hey, regardless of that, to take a one-win high school, it ain't like you got the transfer portal. To take a one-win high school and immediately triple their results from last year, I mean, that's improvement.
I mean, let's just be honest, and I'm not saying –
River Bluff's good. You said they played River Bluff?
Yeah, but not – there's recruiting that goes on at all these spots. I mean, let's just put that out there. Yeah. Northwestern's already beat Spartanburg 39-7. They beat Ridgeview, which is where my kids go, 35-28. They lost at South Florence they won at South Florence 55-35, and then they lost to South Point. So the one loss on the season was to South Point, who's always solid.
Yes,
they lost 7-3. So. Anyway.
Yeah, so a little off topic there, but proud to see him getting some success. On to the Gamecocks game. I think
Jordan Mungo says, but fuck Indian Land, though. It's not often that you see anybody say fuck a particular high school. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's fucking high. That's a high level comment there. But
SC Country says Greenwood is pretty big, yeah. Their stadium's big. And there's Emerald High down there too.
Yeah.
Well, do you think today is I say today, I mean Saturday. Do you think Saturday is the time where we just start leaning on the run game finally and we get 30, 35, 40 rush attempts, Cale?
Should you have done that against Vanderbilt with their 2-star players that they have?
You'd think.
I mean, I don't know.
I honestly think they're going to have to be balanced against Mizzou.
We got to hold the ball.
they're pretty strong up front. They've got a pretty good defensive line of scrimmage, so they're going to have to be balanced here if they want to beat them and move the ball against them, which I think is what they've been trying to do all year, but it's just not been working, man. I'm so honest to God. I mean, if that line would just, the play calling from Shula is, let's just face facts. We don't really know what those plays, how good or bad they're going to be, based off of this blocking from this line. It's just been so horrible. It won't give any a chance to develop. They actually started playing a little bit better on Saturday night, especially in the first half, and you could see some stuff developing. I mean, the first drive was great. The second drive was good too until he threw that interception. Hell, even though I was telling Rob on the play after he got hurt, they had a damn touchdown.
Yep.
Which, if you remember when they blew the whistles to review the fucking play, Beamer was up there. I thought he was going to have a stroke over there.
Well, I mean, damn.
And good reason too. I mean, it took them 90 seconds to buzz down if they wanted to review that damn hit. I mean,
yeah, I think he actually called the league office about that.
Why would you not say we're going to review the hit when Lenoris was laying on the ground?
Yeah, when they got to fucking get the medical team out there.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to blow it dead after that was bullshit.
Well, and this is a side note. I don't know if you remember that second play directly after that, but in my opinion, that play was so much more of a targeting play than that Sellers call down on the review, and they didn't even look at it. That was that one where Faison took it up the middle, leaned down, and the dude comes rolling in, crown first, right at his head.
I got a level. I was pretty drunk by that point.
That's fair.
I had to go back and rewatch a lot of those highlights. Oh, yeah, that happened.
Well, yeah, in my honest opinion, that play, which didn't even get reviewed, looked a whole hell of a lot more like targeting than the Sellers one. There's a lot more intention and contact. But Faison wasn't hurt on the ground. He popped right back up, so I'm sure that influenced it as well. But, yeah, I'm with you. I don't see how you can wait that long to – I mean, there's got to be there really needs to be – it shouldn't be before the play count. It should be before the last 10 seconds of the play clock or something like that to avoid this happening in the future because it happens so much. Hell, I just saw the other day, was it in the Syracuse game, they buzzed down mid-play and they had to redo a whole play, or it might have been the UConn game. I just saw it on social media. They wanted to review the quarterback threw it forward. It was a shitty pass into the ground, right? They go up, they start a whole nother play, right? Run a whole nother play. They drop the flag in the background talking about we buzzed up, and they have to go back, replay if it was actually a fumble and completely negate a whole play.
We're not supposed to do anything. If there's another play that's already been run after that,
exactly.
I don't know how they can.
That's why there needs to be a time limit on this. I've seen it pop up twice this season alone. I'm sure if I go back and look at old seasons, it's popped up plenty of times. I don't understand why in the last 10 seconds or the last 5 seconds of the play clock you can't buzz down. I mean,
I know.
That's just a rational rule in my opinion. But by the way, where did Rob go?
I don't know. There's some baseball games on tonight and on over here on FS1, and I don't know, for some reason it has the feel of like playoff baseball, even though I know it's not.
I've never been big into baseball. My opinions on that.
I like the beginning of the season, and then I'll be into the playoff baseball and the World Series and stuff. I will watch that and gamble on it. But in the middle of the season, I was kind of into watching the Braves this year. I'd gotten the FanDuel channel, which I need to cancel that. I don't want to pay on it while they're not playing baseball. But yeah, it's like $20 a month so I can see the Braves games, but they've just been putrid this year.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about baseball, but I do remember this past year when I took my trip up to Boston where betting's legal. I took my whole $250 sign-on bonus from, I think it might have been FanDuel or something, and I put it on the A's to lose. put it on the money line of whoever the hell they were playing, because I don't know much about baseball, but I know the A's lose a whole lot, and they seem like the best bet at the time. And I'll be damned if it didn't cash.
Yeah, that's pretty safe that the A's to lose. You probably didn't make. What were the odds on it?
No, I think I only made like 150 of the 250.
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous. I mean you should have at least made almost half of it, or
Yeah.
I mean almost the entire amount back. I'm sorry, it should have been like minus 110 odds. The odds that the A's were going to lose was probably like minus 400.
Yeah, but made a little cash all on that. But I'm with you, Kale. This Missouri team is inflated. This is the same argument we've had with DJ Lagway all year long, and yet nobody wants to apply it to Missouri for some reason. They've put up monster numbers in garbage games against electricians and plumbers, and people are acting like they're here.
Like a 62-6 win over Central Arkansas.
Exactly.
Which is an FCS team, and then 52-10 over the Raging Cajuns. I mean, that's a pretty good win. I mean, the Raging Cajuns are a decent group of five. I guess they're decent.
When's the last time they truly blew out a Power 5 team? I'm about to try and figure that out.
I don't know, but their record the past 2 years, it's been solid. I mean,
but they're all close games.
Yeah, and then last year, if you kind of look, the games they lost, other than the game they lost to us, the games that they lost, they just totally got destroyed in.
The last time I guess you could call this a blowout. It's not even that bad of a blowout, but November 11th, 2023, they beat Tennessee 36-7.
Imagine that.
I don't get.
That was the one where Eli Drinkwitz came to midfield and said, "We stand on business, Josh."
Whoa, was it?
Yeah.
Hey, but I mean that goes to show that the trend is there. I don't care what they've done on these earlier teams; they're not going to come out and blow us out.
Rooster said the starting quarterback for Louisiana was out in that game. See, that can make a difference with a team like that. I mean,
which games are you talking about?
Louisiana, the one they won 52-10.
Yeah. I don't put much stock in that. Louisiana's 1-2, man. They lost to Rice.
They lost to Food.
They lost to Rice week 1. I mean, I'm sure their starting quarterback was there week 1.
Sheila says, "Who has Kansas beat? Fresno and Wagner."
I think it's good that you guys are picking out reasons that Mizzou sucks, because you can't really depend on anything.
Nobody said they sucked.
Well,
nobody said they sucked.
Coming out with who they
You
played.
missed everything I said. I was talking about they have DJ Lagway syndrome, and then I went back. They haven't truly blown out a power, and it really wasn't even a blowout. They won, I think I said 36-7 was the last. It was 2023 versus Tennessee is the last time they've won by more than, I think it was more than one score versus a Power 5 team. Let me go confirm that.
Might be the worst offense they've faced in a while, though.
No, Kansas they won by 11. That was more than, so yeah. No, they've beaten Power 5 teams by more than one score, but they haven't blown out a Power 5 team since 2023. I don't think they're going to blow. Hell, they don't have a winning margin over a Power 5 team that's more than 19 this past year. That was Missouri State or Mississippi State. I mean, all their games are close, man. I don't see it. Spread wise, I think we cover. I'm not going to say we lose.
Whoa! What the hell happened there? Ziggy's entire somebody's shit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The baby jumped up on the couch and she jumped on him.
Oh shit! Ziggy wouldn't have it.
Hell no, Ziggy's seasoned.
Yeah, Ziggy's putting up with that shit.
He scared me.
That's my rationale. I'm going with the Gamecocks on the spread.
It's the last thing I'll trust in them this season. If they can't cover 13.5 against the Dork, simply by what you just said, Mizzou doesn't blow out anybody. Mizzou hasn't blown out any Power 5 teams in a long time. All good points, Peckerhead. If they can't cover 13.5 against the Dork, when they have the best player on the field in Stewart, you can't go up there and cover 13.5. I won't pick you again this season.
I will say though that Ahmad Hardy they have, that dude is dynamite.
It's a big fucker, isn't he?
He's fast. Granted, again, it's DJ Lagway. Yeah, I mean, you can't truly evaluate these guys until SEC play starts. So who knows what he really is going to turn out to be?
They said the same thing about Schrader too, but not that he's like he wasn't as big as he is. But everybody's like, Schrader will suck against the SEC and end up leading the country in rushing.
He was more of a little engine that could story. Yeah. This dude was just good. I mean, I don't know how somebody like that ended up at Monroe.
It's just
for his freshman season.
Monroe. Too stupid.
Well, a lot of the players, I think a lot of it too is some of these guys, like with Sellers, he just didn't go to these scouting camps. You know, it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. He just didn't go to the 247 and the on-3 scouting camps. I imagine that's the case for a lot of these guys because that's really where you get your start.
That kid was from somewhere in Mississippi. Old J.C. Sherbet named the name of the town. I've never heard of it. Somewhere in Mississippi. Do you think there's any of these kids anymore that just get overlooked because the high school that they play for is just small? Or like with social media, do you think all of them pretty much get eyeballs somehow?
They can get eyeballs, but you have to look at it from this perspective.
That's still a thing.
I think that if you're the best schools, right? Let's say you're the top 20 schools in the country. You only have so many spots. All right. And they can't recruit everybody. So guys are going to slip through. But Tyler with a good question. Anybody not see our defense get shredded against Vandy, but we're going to stop Mizzou. I mean, you've got the best.
I'll tell Tyler this. You're never as bad as you looked last week, and you're never as good as you looked last week. Statistically, Vanderbilt really didn't shred us. I mean, score-wise, sure.
We had more yards than they did.
Yeah, statistically, they didn't. They got what they needed to get, and they stayed on the field. They had a lot of bonehead. We didn't make them pay on their mistakes. I mean, Pavia had another pick that should have been thrown. That fucking throw behind him, we should have hopped on that. I mean, we left a lot on the table, too. We gave up 4 turnovers. It wasn't a defensive thing, regardless of how poor they might have looked. I don't put that at the feet of the defense. I think it was a team effort in losing that game. The offense didn't look good when they needed to, and the defense didn't look good when they needed to. Open field tackling and effort is something that can – I mean, look at Alabama, dude. They had players jogging week 1. Now they're going out and dropping nuts on everybody. I mean, it's just like I said, you're not as good as you looked last week. You're not as bad as you looked last week. And I guarantee you they're running stairs in Williams-Brice after that performance if Shane Beamer's the kind of coach I think he is. So hopefully that'll drive some inspiration.
Stairs, too, since he called it a game. They should make the OC run the stairs since he called a shitty game.
I will say this, Rob, and I don't want to hear whataboutism because you've talked about Shula. When are you going to start talking about this Riley, who's the highest paid OC in the country, who's doing essentially the same thing you say Shula's doing and ruining what's supposed to be a prize quarterback?
I don't think Klubnik's a prize quarterback, so convince me that Klubnik is a prize quarterback.
He was a top 3 in the Heisman odds this year.
I don't give a shit where he's at.
Everything.
So you don't listen to what I'm saying. I said at the beginning of the season I would take Sellers over Klubnik. Do you remember that?
He did say that.
Well, how about this? Do you think Klubnik's a top 25 quarterback in the country?
At this juncture, no, sir.
Going into the season.
I'm still pissed at him for the shit he pulled at Miami, calling his own number when he was told not to. So in my opinion, he's average. So trying to convince me that he's ruining Klubnik was already ruined.
So Garrett Riley's just okay in your opinion? Nothing to see here?
He's not special.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're all over Sheila. At least we're not paying him the most of any OC in the country. When are you going to start talking about Riley, man?
Clemson offense is still – I think they're better than what South Carolina's trotting out there right now. And he doesn't have
statistically
to twist this into Sellers is an elite talent. Klubnik is not. Stop spinning like a washing machine.
I think Klubnik is an elite talent. I'm not going to go that far. I think you're the man.
Very smart. You're like what Scott said. You're not very smart.
No. Klubnik has the thing with Klubnik is he can't do it in big games, but we've never seen Klubnik struggle in these games. No, that's not true, Rob. Come on, that's not true. He was like top 3 in the country in passing yards last year, wasn't he?
Don't care.
I mean, come on now. That's not true. His problem has been he can't do it in big games.
Look, do you want my opinion or do you just want to give me an opinion and expect me to agree with it? I think Klubnik sucks. I think Sellers is better, and he's wasting his career playing for this idiot in Columbia. I'm not backing off that.
Nobody's asking you back off of it. I'm giving my reaction to your opinion and why I think it's wrong.
It's fine. Yeah, it's great, and you can think that I'm wrong, but I'm right about Shula, and that's why it hurts, which is why you're spinning like a washing machine.
Am I? Dude, all you've done, I've come on here. Hold up. No, because I didn't interrupt.
Guys, why don't you just talk about Riley?
Now, Kale.
Riley's not Kale, coaching generational quarterback.
Kale, I've got a question. Because he's just going to interrupt me. Kale, I got a question. Did I eat my crow on Mike Shula last week?
You should apologize every day.
That was for Kale. Did I eat my crow on Mike Shula?
From what I remember, yes.
Is it not deserving for the highest paid offensive coordinator in the country and Garrett Riley to deserve some level of criticism from a Clemson fan and maybe some crow to be ate on that contract?
What do you want from me, dude? Do you want me to fucking?
I asked Kale.
I can hang a banner.
He's talking about Kale. Is it spinning the washing machine to ask him to clean his own room before he worries about ours, Kale?
Oh, I can talk about whatever the fuck I want because my name's on the marquee. Get your own show. If you want to sit there and suck Beamer dick till the end of time, I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want. No,
why are you so mad?
You're telling me y'all can't have an opinion in South Carolina football.
And
I've covered the Gamecock beat almost as long as you've been alive.
And that was a question for Kale. That wasn't even for you. Kale, you still have an opportunity to answer.
Practices when you were shitting green in diapers, and you're telling me that I can't fucking have an opinion on the program?
Why are you so upset?
Fuck you. That too. I'm
crazy,
not upset.
You are. Listen to you.
Deal with it. Deal with it.
Listen to you. You are so mad.
Football than you've ever fucking watched. I'll have my opinions if I want, and your offensive coordinator is a shithead.
You're so upset. From that. Kale, would you like to answer my question now? Do you think he should clean his own room before worrying about ours?
I think you should die in a fire.
And you're not mad?
What?
And you're not mad? And you're not mad? You're so upset. I think
you should get the crabs.
Rob, you need a Midol tonight. You seriously need a Midol tonight.
Shit like that.
You need a Midol tonight, Rob.
Rob is having a Dabo crash out.
I'm not. I can say whatever the hell I want, just like Jack can say whatever the hell he wants. It doesn't say the Peckerhead Show here. You can go have the Peckerhead Show.
What does that have to do with anything?
How many people would show up to something called the Peckerhead Show?
They might.
You might not get the crowd you want. Mr. Go Die in a Fire isn't upset, though. Let's just acknowledge that.
I'm not upset.
Because I asked him his opinion on if he should worry about his highest paid OC. Actually, I didn't even ask him. Kale, you still got an opinion to answer. I would love your opinion.
Ask me. You have to level to Kale.
Go ahead, Kale.
What is Kale doing now?
Do you think the Clemson man who's talked about Shula week in and week out should now worry more about his highest paid offensive coordinator who can't put out dick for an offense and maybe put a little bit more focus on getting that guy out of town? What do you think? Or do you think it's just Shula every week we should worry about as the Clemson fan base?
Well, I think both fan bases have a reason to be concerned.
I agree. I agree. I'm not mad at that. I don't know why you got so mad. All I did was point out Clemson has their own issues, and then it's quit spinning the washing machine. Quit spinning the washing machine. Die in a fire.
About South Carolina, and it's the first thing that you want to do is spin it to. What about Clemson? What about Clemson? Here's what you should do.
You don't ever talk about Clemson. I wanted your opinion on the matter.
About Clemson, the first thing you think of is I will not live long enough to see South Carolina get even in the football rivalry. I cannot fathom how my team plays this Clemson team, and Clemson has more wins in the rivalry series in Columbia than we have overall in the series. Why do I even bother to play them? Then you could sit back and you could say, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk shit to Clemson people because my program is
talk shit. You know, if I had all those accolades, I would probably talk more about the state of my own team than worry about my rival team every single week. And yet you seem to talk nothing. You talk about nothing but Carolina. Talk about nothing but Shula.
Talk about Clemson and South Carolina every week, and I'm here every week.
You haven't brought up Riley's performance once since the season started, you shill. What are you talking about?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
No, you have not. You haven't said a word about Riley.
I talked about our running backs coach is a fucking idiot. You kind of missed that too.
Yeah, you talk about CJ Spiller. You also, here's another thing I heard last year. Loggins is running Lenora Sellers more than every single running back on the roster. This is a problem. Well, guess what they're doing with Klubnik? I haven't heard a word about that from you yet either.
It's completely different.
Oh, it's completely
different stuff here. Do you think that Sellers is a better athlete than Klubnik? Can you answer yes or no? Or do you have to write us a book?
Yeah. Obviously.
Okay, so he's a better athlete and can run the ball better than Klubnik is.
You're making my point. My point was you complained Sellers ran the ball more than every running back last year, week in and week out. And now that Garrett Riley's doing the same thing with Klubnik, who you just said isn't as good of an athlete as Sellers, you haven't said a word about it all year.
He's not doing the same stuff.
Yes, he is. Klubnik has more rushing attempts than every running back on your roster.
He runs that quarterback draw a lot.
And all year long last year, you were talking about Loggins is running Sellers too much. You can't run him that much. Run your running backs more.
What happened to the days of doing it with Tennessee fans? I miss them.
You should run your running backs more.
Yeah, well, I figured you'd keep the same tune with your own Tigers, considering you don't think Klubnik's as good of an athlete as Sellers, admittedly.
Running the ball as much. Fine. There you go.
Oh, but you just told me to die in a fire for bringing that up.
Fire. What? That would be funny.
I bet you're not mad.
No, I'm not mad.
You're so upset, dude. All I did was bring up a simple critique. You can call it
a simple critique. The problem is that you think I shouldn't comment on South Carolina football.
I never said that.
You covered them.
I never said that.
You don't say anything about.
Now I'll tell you what really happened.
That's what was said. The tape's there. The people can see it.
Yeah. What was said was I brought up Clemson and you said I was spinning the washing machine because I asked you to address Garrett Riley.
When something is stank like fucking your OC and I pointed out what about Clemson? Let's shy away from the fact that we're a fucking shithole and let's just talk about Clemson.
I would honest to God rather have Shula for pennies on the dime than Garrett Riley at a premium. I think everyone in the chat would agree. Awesome. You're paying this guy as much money as any OC.
If you're going to get the same result, then yeah.
Absolutely. I would rather have Shula than not to mention, again, this hasn't been addressed. The same thing, criticisms we had on the Carolina team last year. We're now seeing play out for Clemson, and he hasn't brought it up once when you have a less athletic quarterback.
What are you talking about?
Just food for thought. You're worried too much about the Carolina team when there's a lot of woes in the Clemson team is all I was trying to point out.
There's woes in the Clemson team. Do I have to sit
why'd you get upset when I brought it up, bro?
We've got issues, brother. I don't know what you want, dude.
I don't want anything. You got mad at me.
Man.
You got upset at me. I brought up Garrett Riley and you went off the rails.
What about Clemson? Why don't you talk about their OC? Because our OC sucks. And because our OC sucks, then you should talk about your OC sucking. That's what you
haven't eaten any crow on it. You haven't brought him up at all.
Terrible. Do I have to put it out there? He's not very good.
If you're representing the Clemson side, yes, you do have to put that out there.
College football fan, dude. That's what I'm representing.
You are the Clemson half of this program. You represent the Clemson opinion. What are you talking about?
Like everybody else does. Because I can be here and say, hey, I like all of college football. Yes, I want Clemson to win, but I don't have to sit here and worship the coach and think, oh, Beamer's just going to get rid of the 7 guys that played defense. Like Beamer's got new guys. They'll all be developed. You should shut up about that.
Well, this is being lost on him. Do you understand what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay, I'm glad somebody in here does. All we're saying, Rob, or I won't say we. All I'm saying is, you've placed all this emphasis on Shula, rightfully so. I've agreed with you; he hasn't performed where he's had. But then when I bring up the same woes are happening at Clemson and you're paying them fucking $6 million a year, however much, and you haven't brought that up yet. The same things you brought up all year for Carolina last year with Sellers running the ball more than our running backs. You haven't brought that up yet with Clemson, and I just don't. I wanted to know why.
Yeah, well, maybe you should read Brock's comment. He speaks Gamecock. Read that, then respond to that, dickhead, and then go with this. Sellers didn't play the second half against Vanderbilt. He has 24 carries on the season. Klubnik has 30. It's essentially the same thing. But carry on.
Did you listen to what I said?
No, I'm not listening to anything.
Why did you compare Klubnik and Sellers when we were talking about quarterback versus running back carries? Why don't you compare Klubnik's carries versus the Clemson running backs? Because I guarantee you time.
Klubnik's carries with the Clemson running. We
I
don't
know,
have
that's
any
what I'm bringing up. That is exactly what I'm bringing up.
Listen to it. We don't have any running backs because our running backs coach is a fucking idiot. That's what I talked about. You just don't listen to that. You're just sitting there. We were supposed to be 3-0, and Vanderbilt was supposed to run.
Is that what I'm doing?
You're so hurt.
Is that what I'm doing?
I'm glad Bobby had dropped nuts on your fucking.
I'm hurt. You're the one talking about dying in a fire. You had your feelings hurt all night. What are you talking about? You're so upset.
Happy just because you'd probably stop showing up.
Kale, do we have a Carolina Jackpot P.O. box so somebody can get this guy some night all for the next show? Because I'll for sure send
Carolina Jackpot. What?
Do we have a P.O. box to get Rob some night all for the next show? Because I'll send some in. Because he's off the rails tonight.
I'm not off the rails.
I don't know what it is.
That Rooster Man asked who's asked me who I think is the best team in the SEC right now. It's hard for me to argue with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's good.
Oklahoma's the one that's consistently playing good offense and defense. Most of the rest of them seem to have an issue with either one or the other. I mean, LSU, really good defense, terrible offense. Ole Miss, great offense, horrible defense. I mean,
you know who's not being talked about that probably deserves
Kentucky because or not Kentucky. I'm not going to say Mizzou. For
you know who needs to be talked about? Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Texas A&M.
I still think Oklahoma's a little bit better. Rooster Man also asked my thoughts on the Miami-Florida game. I mean, look, I can't find a reason that I'm going to back Florida in that game. I mean, I just
Marcel Reed's better than I thought, too.
Miami's
got better coaching and better quarterback play.
What do they call those big phones, Billy, that have like the big numbers on it? You have one of those?
No.
Block phones?
Jitterbug?
The Jitterbug. Billy's got a Jitterbug phone.
I did have a flip phone till I fell apart in my lap.
Your son is calling. And hit the red button.
You two need to get along. Every week we have this.
I was nice, Billy. When was I not nice?
Well, I hear you, but Rob's already run Clemson down. But what I want to come back to something that was you said earlier that kind of went by the wayside. Kentucky BBR picked up on it. How is Mizzou being hyped at number 23 in the country?
Well, no, people. I'll answer this. People are throwing around their offensive and defensive rankings, like we saw with Lagway and his passing stats last year versus Sanford. That's the point I was making there. Is that I think they're ranked like top 10 in offensive production right now.
And I've never understood going back to last year or 2 years ago, like looking up stats on Mizzou, who they blew out and stuff. That has nothing to do in a transfer portal system anymore that we've got. That has got nothing to do. And I do want to say this too, being serious, given that Sellers is being forecasted as the number one draft in the NFL. If he was my son and he was the number one draft, and an NFL scout told me and said, get your son off the field and get him out from behind that old line, he ain't playing. If he is all that in a bag of chips, he ain't playing.
I almost think
more.
This is my opinion. I
almost think if you don't play, you're going to become rusty and you're not going to be worth a damn.
Yeah.
Well, he'll work out with somebody, but he ain't taking another lick in the head.
I will say, if I'm an NFL coordinator, I think I would rather have the quarterback that stuck it out and kind of had a down year versus the guy who quit.
Well, if he's concussed, you're not.
Well, you're not going to be concussed all season.
You don't know that. There's 8 more games left. And y'all the one complaining about the offensive line.
I said they played good last year. Last week.
I'm just saying, if he's the number 1 pick, as y'all say he is, and I'm his parent, and an NFL scout calls me, don't take another snap behind that offensive line.
Yeah. I'm not sure he's going to be the number 1 pick, personally speaking.
That's.
I think it'll be first round. I'm not sure about number 1. You know my opinion, Billy. I don't like these modern quarterbacks. I know he plays for my team. I don't think the quarterback position is – I mean, there's such a clear difference between – there's 1 or 2 elite guys coming out maybe every year. I just don't like taking flyers on these guys.
Well,
I really don't. I would rather go out and get a proven edge rusher. If I'm an NFL GM with the track record of all these first-round quarterbacks –
Jack Putt alluded to all this in a video about 30 minutes before the game. I mean, he come out and in his normal pragmatic way and just nailed it on the head. You know, the biggest question is how is the quarterback room at South Carolina so depleted? And it's depleted. It's depleted. Yeah. You don't have a quarterback readily to go out there, and you put Doty out there. Those other 2 guys out of transfer.
I was told that Aaron Nolan was the greatest thing ever by some Gamecock fans, but I mean,
who told you that? Somebody told you that?
Yeah, several.
It's not that; it's that they don't have.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who would know?
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't played. I guess we don't really know, but yeah, certainly he might come out saying he's great.
We've got to remember this too. So, I seen the Illinois game last year, and I was telling Jackpot, I sure hope that isn't what they're going to do with Sellers. And lo and behold, but you got to understand something. Bandwagon Bama fans don't remember Bama's Mike years. 3 of them: Mike DeBose, Mike Price, and Mike Shula. How do you get fired at Alabama?
Mike Price never actually coached a game, did he?
No, he didn't even make it that far.
He was the one that was buying whores or something, wasn't he?
He was in Pensacola at a bar. He used the Alabama credit card. How dumb.
Oh, this dude buying whores. God, I bet he had to pay a premium. Holy shit. He kind of looks like tampons.
There was a whores back that was back in like 2000. There were whores carrying around the little credit card machines.
No.
It looks like Tim Walls.
He was at a bar.
I'm telling you, he looks like Tampon Tim. Look this dude up. Mike Price. He looks like Tampon Tim.
Mike Price?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like Tim Walls. Oh my God.
He had money and he could just go get the horse. I don't know.
But
that element. By the way, Saban, I was thinking about it. I don't think he's coming back. Have y'all been seeing kind of some?
He ain't coming
Hell,
back.
I saw a Virginia Tech fan page. Listen how ludicrous this is.
Hold on. Can we put this to rest?
He's not older than me.
Is Doty older than you are? I think Doty's like 26.
He's not old. He's not.
And by the way,
he graduated in 2019. He's a year younger than me.
His correct title is doctor. His doctor.
Yeah, he's a year younger than me.
His correct title is Dr. Doty. He has a PhD there at South Carolina.
No shit. He has a PhD?
I'm kidding.
I was about to say.
Dr. Doty.
If
I'm Aaron Nolan or any other backup quarterback and they ran him out during that game and I've been practicing and sweating and everything and they run him out there, bye. I'll find me another team. I'm not carrying a clipboard for a Doty. I'm sorry.
I think
is Doty older than Chris Winkie was?
No,
I don't know.
7.
He's not that old, Brock.
And you know what? And see, Jackpot's just bringing up shit to rub fucking. He knows how I feel about Winkie and his old ass. Fuck Winkie.
So here's another question on the O-line, and I put it in South Carolina. Could it be? And Rob hit on it too. Could it be these linemen have got their money and got their Bentleys? Are they being pressed in practice for a starting position? In other words, is there enough depth there that they have to go out and earn their spot every week? I'm just asking. I don't know.
I can answer this. I will say they've ran out a different starting O-line every week. If that,
I don't know. I
that
know
tells
they
you
yanked
they're
that center out the other night and replaced
Boaz,
him.
yeah, Boaz needs to go. That fuck needs to go. He's already had, 2 fucked up snaps for a fumble this year and since week 3. That dude needs to go.
Here's the thing, though. He wasn't doing that at Troy, which is where he came from. He was one of the better regarded offensive line. Once again, I mean, what?
I will say, I was
on here
on that Vandy one. If you watch that edge, it was on the right side of the line. It would have been their left edge. That motherfucker claps. So I think that could have been the case on that one. Just giving Boaz all the flowers I can give him. But when on first view, I watched him clap what should be a defensive false start or whatever they call it, defensive delay of game. But if that's the case, then you can't hold that to him. However, if I'm misremembering that play and that was just a true Boaz fuck up, I mean, get the dude out. He's already messed up twice. It's about time. You don't wait for the third one with the center, dude. How hard is it? Kale, you were a center. Did you ever struggle with the shotgun snap?
To be honest with you, his hands were up under my taint. We didn't.
Oh, you're in a pro offense?
Yeah. We didn't.
Kale just waited for the pressure to relieve from his.
Well, it was we ran an I formation. We just ran. We were running wishbone back then.
Hey,
3 yards in a cloud of dust, bitch.
That's what
you need to stream the
fullback
UConn,
and everything.
You need to stream the UConn Ball State game. This is what the fans want. Fans in the comments.
We would watch that, Kale. We would watch
State UConn. I'd watch it.
We'll already have 2 shitters. We could have Kentucky and South Carolina and Clemson.
Surely there's a worse game than South Carolina and Kentucky, even if we lose this week.
Well, it depends on how many six-packs Kale's had. If it's late in the evening.
Which, by the way, that game, I don't know. Y'all probably didn't see. I think it got announced just before the live. That Kentucky game is a night game somehow. But they will be playing in prime time in Williams-Brice. Which, by the way, if Calzada starts, bet the Gamecocks. Calzada is terrible. Bet the Gamecocks if Calzada starts.
Big Barney Ross said it's going to be Cutter Boley.
I don't know much about Cutter Boley. I'll have to look him up.
Well, see, I mean, they have another capable quarterback. I don't think Calzada is probably on the level of Doty.
Now, can I pose a question real quick? What are we saying if Luke Doty goes out let's say Sellers is out, Luke Doty starts, and he just puts on a clinic, an absolute clinic. We're talking 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground.
I would believe it.
I would say you need to wake up from your slumber because.
Well, I'm just saying, what if that is the case, Kale?
That's not happening.
Well, I would say with the hypothetical. Sellers' parents, I would be like, "Oh, good job there, Luke. Go on."
I don't know. Why can't we find a Michael Scarnecchia when we need one?
Scar came in. He did his thing. He should have got some more play time.
That was against Mizzou. Started one game.
Scar should have got some more play time. The thing with Doty, I watched this the other day. He's decent in the open field. If you watch him, he runs like he's expecting to get tackled. That is the biggest difference between him and Sellers in the open field. Sellers runs like he's not going to get tackled. Doty, he's already fallen down half the time when he's getting
running with fear.
Yeah, he runs like.
I can't even remember what Sellers looks like running anymore. Can you remind me?
Don't get that far. We saw it in Virginia Tech.
Look at Rooster's comments.
That's true. He did.
That was announced 2 days ago, Checkerhead. Yeah, it must have. I saw an article about it. I usually, here's my protocol. I Google my Gamecock news before I call in. There was an article posted about an hour before the stream. That's what I was seeing. So,
but a lot of this, all this, what we're talking about in the preseason polls have just
good shit.
I mentioned this last week. Tiger Red Devil with the 12-0 stuff.
12-0.
And it's just not. It's the prognostic.
Oh yeah, what happened to that, by the way?
And Club Nest go
They
with
got the 12 on their
stuff.
record right now. It's going to go away after this week, but
it's everybody. It's
halfway right now.
It's the preseason polls. You know, y'all are old enough. Peckerhead's not too. Don't look at that.
Hey, don't disrespect
Don't
me,
look
Billy.
at that. Don't look at them
disrespect my
preseason
youth.
polls. Don't look at them preseason polls.
What are you talking about?
What's it? It's called eating the poison. Was it Saban called it eating the rat poison?
Poison, yeah.
For the preseason polls? Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I actually said something similar to that this preseason I didn't want to be ranked at 15. I think Kale had the same sentiment. I didn't like it.
Well, it gets young people's hopes built up like Andrews here. Poor guy.
My hopes are fine. I said we had a 10-win ceiling. I thought we were going to win 9. We're still on track for that. If we don't win 9, my hopes aren't going to be crushed, Billy. I've been calling in since our 2-win. I was calling in with Muschamp. I called in 2-win season.
Let this sink in, Andrew.
If you don't win 9 games, you want to take that back?
I've been following South Carolina football since 1974. Think about that. Since 74.
Damn! Say that one more time.
And nothing's changed.
Say that one more time, Billy.
Since 74.
Damn!
And nothing's changed to it. Jackpot knows it. Carolina, Rob knows it. It's pretty much
all right.
consistent.
We have to get moving because it's late, but I wanted to bet Peckerhead. I'll bet you $50 you don't win 9 games. You want to go on that or not?
No, not right now. Let us get to 7. Let us get to 7. How about this, Rob? If we get to 7 wins,
I bet you $50.
If we get to hold up, because the odds are clearly stacked in your favor. If we get to 7 wins though, and we have 3 games remaining, I'll take you up on that bet.
Well, I mean, you may not get to 7 wins, so
that's what I'm saying. The odds are stacked in your favor.
If they won 9 games at this point, that'd be a bigger turnaround than last season.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that would be dramatic.
I disagree, Cal. I think this offense. I don't think it. I mean, last year at the start of the year,
it's just like I was telling him. We don't really know. Everybody says Shula's play calling is terrible, yada yada yada, but we really don't know what his plays would develop into because this line blocking is so horrendous that a lot of them are getting blown up.
Yeah,
I agree. And I will
just being real with you.
One play that Shula needs to drop from the fucking playbook right now, I think I've seen it all 3 weeks, is that God forbidden tunnel screen that gets blown up every single time we call it. When we got 4 O-linemen running out to the wide receiver and somehow the cornerback gets in every single time. Get that out of the playbook, dude. It's such a terrible call. The tunnel screen, I hate it. I've never seen the tunnel screen work.
Don't usually work.
I can remember Willie B. when you drove into Columbia.
It worked down there at Georgia a couple years ago when Juice Wells ran it.
Willie B. was out in an open field. That's how far back I can remember.
Fairgrounds, man. Hey, Billy, you.
It was before that, I guess.
Billy, you also are one of those guys. Record your college football memories. The world deserves to hear them. Even if it's same with Kale. Even if it's not a book, just record a video memoir.
People
would watch it.
Do a show with Billy, and I would be just on historical stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Not talking the normal stuff, but I would do like we could talk about
on this day or something.
Well, no, I mean,
let me
get Tennessee's year that Peyton Manning was supposed to win the Heisman, but he didn't. We could just talk about that. I could talk about it because I think that would be cool. It'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Well, I went up to
Carol needs to do it for Carolina if he can. I know
somebody
it's a hard
on the message board today. They were talking about Shane Beamer going to Virginia Tech rumors, and everybody was talking about how that's not happening. And one of them said he's not going. They said they have no facilities, they don't have any funding, blah blah blah. If he think they don't have any facilities now, I've been up there recently, and it's nice. It's totally different. I went up there in 1986, 1988, and 1990. And you want to talk about I mean, out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, and it reminded me of like it was like Clemson. I mean, really, like it used to be back in the day, just out in the middle of the country, and
There's a little bit.
not a lot going on. But now, I mean,
Virginia-
that city up there is all grown up.
Has
I will
Virginia
say-
Tech hired anybody yet?
No, this I mentioned this earlier. I saw first off, Beamer's not going to Virginia Tech. He's answered that question multiple times this year alone.
I'm telling you, I bet the one that ends up getting it is the
Michael Vick.
the coach from Northwestern that got fired, Pat Fitzgerald, the one who got fired.
If they hire Vic, they're
Tall guy
done.
for the Ding-a-ling car wash.
Isn't Vic at Norfolk State? They've been terrible.
He was
Yeah, well, he just started his head coaching career.
They're not
Right.
going to hire
he
him.
went to Norfolk State to coach because he was leaned on by Virginia Tech boosters to go there to get some coaching experience. They knew-
I didn't
Well,
know
I'll tell
that.
you what, if he picks up the head coaching job at Virginia Tech, South Carolina's little Virginia Beach, Norfolk DMV pipeline is going to be cut off because those kids.
See, I don't know about that though, because they don't have the money. They don't have the NIL to compete. They don't. They're 11th, and
I guarantee you they got
No.
plenty of NIL. That's a big school.
They're 11th in football funding in the ACC.
Well, that's because they haven't
many
been
teams are in
winning,
the
and they probably
ACC?
haven't been contributing to it. But they have
Yeah,
a huge fan base.
They have a huge fan base, and I don't think anybody's going to get, hey, let's give us money for Brent Pry.
Well, why'd they hire him in the first place if nobody was excited about him?
Started, I guarantee you.
Well, he was a Virginia Tech guy.
Yeah,
Well, it's
but
the
when
same thing with Vic. It'd be the same
Well,
thing,
hold on,
right?
hold
No.
on a
Yeah,
second.
He
It
was
wouldn't
Michael
surprise
Vick was
me.
a superstar on the team that played for the national championship.
I get that's true.
Didn't
but
he
was-
do that song, Who Let
this
the
is an
Dogs Out?
ignorant- I don't know the answer. Has Brent Bry had coaching experience before Virginia Tech?
Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator at Penn State. He was a graduate assistant when Shane Beamer played for Virginia Tech.
Oh, so yeah, he's got roots.
Hey,
there.
wouldn't it be something if Vic got there and during the game they played Who Let the Dogs Out?
Oh God. Hey, I will say this. This is how delusional their fan base is. I was listening to a Virginia Tech podcast. Just I wanted to gloat that.
Yeah, you remember all the shit they were talking back in the summer on Twitter to the
Oh, I
game?
I do. That's why I've been keeping up with them. That's why I've been.
Yeah,
keeping
they
up
just
with
got beat by 21 by the trucking
Yeah.
company.
But these delusional people with, and I mean with all sincerity, they thought that their coaching candidate list involved Urban Meyer, involved, oh God, who was that defensive coordinator out at Oregon? That really
Everybody
good-
wants the South
Dan
Florida.
Lanning?
No, the DC. It was like a Samoan dude. He's like the hottest coordinator in the country right now as far as.
I don't know.
But
Smart-
they're basically cream of the crop. They thought they were getting Urban Meyer, Saban, fucking
This is
everybody. who's
Virginia
anybody.
Tech.
Yeah, Virginia Tech.
Go to the smartest moment of the night here for Brock. Beamer adding Pry to his staff. Yeah.
There's probably
Yeah.
a spot. Oh, I will bring this up. The Travian Robertson crash confirmed DUI, which means Brent Pry's even more of a piece of shit for letting that guy play that week. Travian Robertson, the guy was in a drunk driving that hit him. He just filed a civil suit today, so he's
Right.
getting that bag, baby. But he's in a wheelchair right now. Did y'all know that?
Hold on. Wayne Starnes, if Dabo
It was a
gets
lady.
fired, will he go to Alabama? First of all, Alabama don't want him, and why would Dabo go to Alabama? He has a dynasty mate. Why would he jump in that frying pan?
No.
No.
I will say the Dabo strategy, if I'm being honest, the Dabo strategy, if it's going to work anywhere, it's going to work at Alabama.
No,
They're
it
not
ain't.
taking transfers and developing players. Bama recruits at a top 3 clip every year. If it's going to work
Well-
anywhere, I think it'd be best at Bama if we're just
That's
honest.
just like Lane Kiffin going to Florida. That's insane. Why would he can be 8-4 at Ole Miss every year.
Well, it's a little different because
Hold on,
Clemson
hold
fans
on.
are kind of
He
going
don't have to put up with the pressure. And that's just like if tomorrow I woke up and I see on ESPN, and I'm not trolling here, Beamer going to Virginia Tech, it would not surprise me.
I think that
even with a $2 or $3 million cut and pay, you don't have to.
Well, can I say this though, Rob? Before
you don't have to play the SEC weekend.
I know that, but
and
at
put up
Clemson,
with the pressure. And
at
put up with the
Clemson,
pressure.
It's different than Virginia Tech because Clemson, even though they play an easier schedule, they're expecting to go undefeated throughout that schedule, which still I would say has an extremely high pressure rate. I mean, hell, Dabo's won 2 natties. He's getting a lot of hell from the Clemson fans right now.
And they can yell all they want. He ain't going nowhere.
Kiffin will go to Alabama. He's on the record saying he wanted the job. So
Saban blackballed him when he left.
Kiffin, yeah, I could see that. But do you see what I was saying, Rob, about the way Dabo coaches working at Alabama as far as not taking transfers? I think that'd be the best spot for it.
I don't think it would work there either.
Dabo's not going to Alabama.
He's not going.
Lane Kiffin is, as long as Nick Saban's breathing air, Lane Kiffin's not going to Alabama either, because what hasn't been written about a lot is Lane Kiffin's wife divorced him and left him at Alabama for a reason.
Oh, I don't know that.
And it has to do something with young ladies, and we'll just leave it at that.
Well, I know it's getting late. In light of Dabo's comment, can I pose a question for y'all? If he, let's say either Clemson fires him or he was to leave, where do y'all think would be the most likely landing spot for him? Hypothetically speaking. We're not saying this is true, but where do you think would be the most likely landing spot for him should an event arise where he's not the coach at Clemson anymore? Wisconsin.
Why not? Because we're in a vacuum.
I wouldn't mind Wisconsin. Wisconsin would be an interesting fit. Wisconsin would be an interesting fit. They got Luke Fickell, right?
Yeah, Luke Fickell is what they call him on the message boards.
Dabo's made enough money. He could go to Coastal Carolina and play South Carolina every other year in a home and home and make money.
I could see, if he becomes available, I could see Penn State firing James Franklin and hiring him.
Dabo will retire and go to the lake, just like Saban.
No, he just said he'd coach.
He said he's coaching.
Well, it'd have to be the lake because he said he's not going to the beach.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think he'd coach. I like the Wisconsin pick. I think there's some teams that would definitely fire some on the verge coaches, like Penn State. I mean, Franklin's had enough time to get over the edge, and he hasn't yet. I could see maybe Southern Cal. I mean, they really hadn't done shit under
Dabo.
Anyway, that would be a big culture change for Dabo, though.
I'm gonna leave Rob and Kale with some football history that Rob was talking about. In the late '60s, as a teenager, I lived in Austin, Texas, and you could go to University of Texas. Their practices were open, and you could literally stand next to Darrell Royal, the coach, when they won. Well, you could literally go down there and be on the practice field and watch. And I got to watch them play Notre Dame in the 1970 Cotton Bowl in Dallas, 1970. Texas played Notre Dame. I got 8mm video of it.
Who won?
As a kid. Texas.
Wow.
I lived there in the late 60s. They're outside Austin. I mean, it was a great place to live.
I love you, but you're old, brother. You've got some old stories.
Who would have been the coach at Notre Dame then?
The famous coach, Ara Parsegan. I got 8mm video of Ara Parsegan and Darrell Royal talking before the game. I mean, right there, close down on the field and stuff. But back in the day in Austin, you could go to University of Texas and the practices were open. I mean, there was nothing.
Billy, would you do a show maybe once a month if you and I could put it together and we could just talk about just classic stuff? Because I would do that.
I'm not good. I'm not too good on that. I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
And make you look like a rock star.
What do you mean you're not good at it? You just talked about 1970. What's your memory of the Cotton Bowl there?
You just talked about 8mm film.
We don't need to hear about what you had for breakfast yesterday morning. We're talking about football memories. Dang it!
I'll give you another one. When I moved to Gainesville in the '80s, it was this real nice condo complex. It was gated and had all the amenities. And we drove on a Sunday. And the resident manager says, I have nothing to show you right now, but you can come in and look at mine. Something will open up next door to them in the next couple of days. And I said, well, okay. She's seen the back of my car, had the University of Tennessee stuff and the Power Tee. She goes, oh, my husband played at Tennessee. Now, see, this will mean something to Tennessee fans over here in the comments. And I said, yeah, right. So we're walking through the house. We walk upstairs, and she kicks her husband's office door open. And it looked like a Tennessee memorial in there. The degree was lit up. Football's lit up. I said, who is your husband? She said, you ever heard of Charlie Fulton? Well, once again, in the late 60s, Charlie Fulton was the tailback at Tennessee. He was the man. He started for 2 or 3 years. He was the man. And I used to go out in the backyard. I come home from work one day. I used to walk, and he was throwing passes to my son. I dropped everything. I said, Charlie, throw me a pass.
Who was the football coach at Florida when you lived there?
A guy named Galen Hall.
Galen Hall,
little short ball headed guy. He went to Pennsylvania.
No relation.
Galen Hall, little kind of ball headed guy like you were. Ball head.
And he got replaced by the old ball coach.
Yes, he did. And that's about the time I left Gainesville there.
You had to get out from him. Well, he was a Tennessee man too. You knew that?
Galen Hall?
Originally.
I didn't know that. Do you know
Spurrier
Beamer was an assistant coach?
Spurrier's from Johnson City, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's still mad at Tennessee because they
didn't recruit. Science Hill High
Hill.
School.
Tennessee didn't run the offense that he played in. They didn't want him. And ever since then, he's been upset at Tennessee, so whatever. But Tennessee ran single winners.
I want you to think about what I said, because we could literally have almost we could call it whatever classics, but we could talk about lots of stuff that I think would be fun anyway. Only people to watch would be me, you, and Jackpot maybe, but it'd still be fun.
Well, then I might consider it then. But it's when we come back to Germany,
the first thing that we could do is literally talk about the year that Manning was supposed to win the Heisman and the build up for that, and then all of a sudden how people just gasped when Woodson gets the Heisman. What the fuck? I mean, literally, that's like the first time I think I said "fuck" in front of my grandma.
Well, you working in sports, you working in sports and you working in that media, you know that's a popularity contest with the writers, sports writers and stuff.
Completely.
And they're not going to get, worse than that. Johnny Majors got crapped out of it in, I think, 57 or 58. They gave it to Horning at Notre Dame, who they won two games all year. But they gave it to Paul Horning at Notre Dame. So
we could talk about stuff like that. And we could talk about how my grandma hit me with her cane because I said "fuck" in front of her. Oh God,
I was never a Peyton Manning fan. I'm sorry. He didn't. So it wasn't until after he left that the next year T. Martin came on, and everybody around here knew that there was a better quarterback or somewhat of a better quarterback.
Well, allegedly he was dropping nuts before dropping nuts were cool.
Yeah.
And I almost got into a fight at Hardee's the other day because some Tennessee fans didn't believe that. They go, no, he didn't. I said, yes, he did.
You'll have to tell us about that next time, Rob. I'm going to get out of here.
It was a trainer. He settled out of court, too. It cost him dearly. And I think it's still costing me dearly.
All right, Billy. Appreciate it, buddy.
Good night. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Good show, buddy. We'll see you guys later on.
All right, gang.